Yo, I am Bongo Ideas. Nana Agradaa has been jailed for 15 years. For defrauding by false pretense and for, advertising what they describe as charlatanic advertisement on television. What is really the merit and the demerit of the issue? What are the facts saying? Right. So we're going to pay attention to all the tiny details and get to the bottom of this issue. So a bit of a background about Nana Agradaa. Nana Agradaa actually started as a movie star. She starred in some come-out movies. She actually did movies with Acrobato, Lil Wayne, and the rest, right? But she was not able to build herself to any kind of prominence because she was not even starred as a star cast in any of those movies. She was a peripheral. She came in and she went out, and her role wasn't really significant, and also she wasn't really good at the whole acting thing, right? So I think it didn't really help her. So she decided to veer into fetish priesthood, right? That was how come she actually took the name Nana Agradaa upon herself. Agradaa actually means tender, right? So in becoming a fetish priestess, she actually, established a television station called Tender TV, and she was doing her work on television, right? She used the power of social media. So she hired, big Aquis and Salenko to actually market the whole movement to people out there, people in other regions. So she had a lot of people coming to Sotium. Those of us who live in Sotium, there were one controversy or the other. People would go there in their numbers and they'll be beaten by the bodyguards that she had at the post, right? And, she was very big on social media. So she formed this whole Tender TV thing and she was doing the Sikagari move. Bring money, bring 20,000, you get 40,000 and that whole thing. But it wasn't really real. She took money from people and didn't really perform what she was supposed to perform. Sometimes police officers will go there to go ransack the place. The next time should be arrested and the next day should be freed. It went back and forth until I think the issues became so many and she did not really know what to do about it. Then she had to rebrand after some couple of, legal issues, so within a short time, Nana Agradaa actually rebranded to being called Evangelist Mama Pat, even though we believe she did not have any tutelage, she did not undergo any kind of Christian, studies to a Christian qualification to be known as an evangelist. She actually took it upon herself to call herself an evangelist. Then she formed the Heaven Way Gospel whatever ministry, and people actually went there. I was surprised that when she did that, she had a lot of numbers, a lot of people moving there to go worship, and within a short time, her church was full to the brim. And you know how things work in Ghana. People are really gullible. So people went there and we saw it. In the church too, she wasn't really real. Those of us who are descending enough, you could see through that, she was just acting up and she was just trying to attract people, but some way, someone, she was able to attract some celebrities like Theodore, Kwesiata to the church and all that, right? And she was also promising the same things that she was promising as a fetish priestess. I bring money, she will double it, take this, apply it on your face, this will happen for you. She was doing all that and she was taking money from people and she wasn't really delivering on what she promised them. She was still on television. She was on social media preaching the word of God, supposedly to people who were ready to listen to her. She was on social media saying a lot of bullshit. She was a loose talker. She was loud mouth. She had, a husband who was also in the media space and they were doing their whole thing, right? So that was how Nana Agradaa actually gained prominence. She moved from fetish priestess or a failed come-out actress to a fetish priestess to evangelist Mama Pat. And some way, somehow, Ghanaians accepted her and Ghanaians actually, loved the things she did. She was very big on social media. Then today we woke up and all of a sudden they said Nana Agradaa has been jailed 15 years, imprisonment with hard labor. What did she really do? Did she commit her offenses when she was Nana Agradaa, or she committed the offenses when she was evangelist Mama Pat? The offenses, do they relate to when she was, Nana Agradaa, when she was evangelist Mama Pat, right? And the charges were that she did false advertisements and she also defrauded by false pretense. And I asked myself, did her lawyers allow her to defend herself? Like, did she just plead guilty to the issues? And this has been dragging on for a very, very long time, right? So we will get into the fact, the demerits, and how the whole issue has transpired and where we are right now as far as Nana Agradaa is concerned. Now, the founder and leader of the Heaven Way Church, Evangelist Mama Pat, has been jailed 15 years in prison with hard labor. The charges were that, she did charlatanic advertisements and defrauding by false pretense. Charlatanic advertisement is simply you posing as a charlatan. A charlatan is a deceiver. or someone who lies and preys on the indiscretion of people, right? So if you do any advertisement and probably are selling something and people come and you don't sell that thing to them, and you sell something else at a different fee, it is charlatanic. You're advertising something that is not real. For example, you're advertising a pen that is not even real, so you sell something to people which is not real. So it is false advertisement, right? So that is charlatanic. And also charlatanic can be something that is, extraordinary, something that is not the ordinary, as in you are promising things that do not really make sense. Because if you can tell me that you bring 20,000 and you double it into 50,000, how are you going to do that? It is charlatanic. It sounds like magical, right? So that was the first charge. And the second charge was, defrauding by false pretense. Defrauding by false pretense is self-explanatory. Defrauding is defrauding, and defrauding by false pretense is, impersonating, trying to come across as another person. It about trying to, give out something that is not real. It about going into a business deal and you know that what you're trying to broker the deal on, it's not really real, right? So you take money, then you're not able to deliver on that. You take money with a different identity, you take money with a different motive, you take money with a different aim and objective. The charges that were, handed down to, evangelist or Nana Agradaa. Now, so the sentence was handed down by the Accra Circuit Court, presided over by Justice Evelyn Amwa, on charges of charlatanic advertisements and defrauding by false pretense. Right now, according to reports shared by GH1 TV on Twitter, Agrada's sentence stems from a viral video from 2022 in which she promised to double money for individuals who attended her all-night service at a church in Wager. Now, prior to her sentence, Agradaa was ordered by Justice Evelyn Amwa to conduct a pregnancy test. Also, Justice Evelyn Amwa, during her sentence to Agradaa, noted that the preacher skillfully executed the offenses and did not show remorse. In court, most people will show remorse. Oh, judge, I'm so sorry. Forgive me. Like, I'll not do it again, But Nana Agradaa, according to what we read, did not show any remorse. She did not show any sign of, regret. She did not apologize. She did not break down. She did not feel overwhelmed. She felt like whatever she did it, and she wasn't guilty. But so that is the fact of the issue. Now, when you read, about defrauding by false pretense and charlatanic advertisements and all that, if you are found guilty or if you are convicted, you are sentenced to a jail term of not less than 10 years and not more than 25 years. So Agradaa was in that bracket. So for Agradaa to get 15 years, it means she got 15 years because of her demeanor, her posture in court, the fact that she did not feel remorse and she had zero regret for her action, right? So that was the reason, and 15 years could actually be handed to her instead of 10 years or something less than that, right? So the background, Agradaa was actually arrested on Sunday, October 9, 2022, following a series of public complaints. Now, a police report on that day actually stated that the police have arrested Patricia Asiedua alias Nana Agradaa following allegations of a money doubling scam leveled against her by some members of the public. The suspect is currently assisting with police investigations. And you know how these things work. When someone do report it to the police invite you. But in 2022, she did not, honor the invitation, so she had to be arrested. But some ways how she was freed and she was let go, right? But the case also continued. The case did not die at all. In fact, the case continued, and this is where we go to now. The arrest followed an all-night church service held on October 7th, as I said, during which Agradaa allegedly promised financial returns to attendees. Now, several congregants later accused her of fraud, claiming that they were asked to give her money with the assurance it would be doubled, but received nothing in return. Now, so she was doing the same thing that she was doing as a fetish priestess. Fetish priestess, bring money, I'll double it for you. As an evangelist, to bring money, and I'll double it for you. People have, I don't know why Ghanaians are so gullible. I don't know why Ghanaians are so foolish. I don't know why Ghanaians are so idiotic. Someone who was a fetish priestess has now become an evangelist. And the person is asking you to bring money and she will double it. And you sent your money for it to be doubled. Like, yo, because how stupid can you be? How gullible can you be? that, someone who actually was a fetish priestess and had a very, very serious record or a very, very serious history of duping and scamming people. And people actually sent your money to her because she held an online service and promised that she was going to double the money for you guys. Like, yo, oh my God. Alright, so many of the victims shared their, experience online, alleging that they were collecting their money. After collecting their money, Agradaa simply dismissed them from the premises without fulfilling the promise. This report led to public outcry and prompted police action. Following her arrest, the police urged anyone who had been affected by the alleged scam to report to the Accra Regional Police Command to assist with ongoing investigations. So, from 2022 to 2025, that is a 3-year period. And let me say 2.5-year period. And Nana Agradaa has been going back and forth. And because she was not showing any remorse, the case had to drag on for a very, very long time. And this is where we've come to now. There's a video online, her church members, that they should continue to pray for her and that she will come back. She will come back very soon.
What would you have for your what sorry for? And then I'll catch up.
I don't know if something miraculous is going to happen because she could double money. Maybe when she goes into the jail, she'll be able to do something and come out, very soon. You may never know, right? But even in the video, Agradaa didn't show any remorse because if you have been jailed to a 15-year term, most people will break down. Most people will be frightened and horrified and all that. But Nana Agradaa kept a very impressive composure and steez, and she was like, yo, mom pie mommy, remember back, right? And more relaxed, be a bit fine, right? Now, Esiama, who is actually the husband of Nana Agradaa, also said he believes that Nana Agradaa is actually not guilty, and he's going to back his wife to the end of time.
These are some of the things to climb up. I feel and I see good things coming. That's why certain has happened. So I'll take it like that.
So for the next 15 years, what will
For the next 15 years.
that should be jail?
Oh, I was living with my wife. I was going there after the up and down.
What will happen to the church?
The church will continue.
Even if she's supposed to spend 15 years in jail, he is going to make sure that the church continues unabated, uninterrupted. And he stands and he continues to support his wife. He's going to be going to the prison or the jail every other time to go and visit her, and she's going to stay loyal to her until she comes out. I believe that is just fallacy. After 1 month, he will just move on. And Agradaa was actually the one holding the church. So if Agradaa is not there, I don't think this Esiama guy can actually do anything to make the church stand. And already the church is already Charlatanic. Now the lawyer of Nana Agradaa has actually said that they can do something about the whole thing. They are going to appeal, and on Monday they'll make sure they appeal. Probably the sentence will be reduced. Probably the whole thing will be thrown away. Probably Nana Agradaa will come out very soon. We don't know. But for now, all that we know is that Nana Agradaa is in the cooler, and she's going in as far as the Accra Circuit Court is concerned. 15 years, bro. I am Bongo ideas.